Story time. So some time ago, I picked up a shift in the PACU unit of this hospital, right? So this patient comes out of surgery, and when it's time for us to give report to the nurse that will be getting the patient on another floor, part of that report is telling them what the patient's diet is. So this particular patient's diet was clear liquid, meaning they could only have things that you could see through. So in other words, nothing creamy. They can have coffee, but not coffee with cream. They could have Jell-O, but they can't have pudding. They could have juice, tea, anything that is, it can have color, but you need to be able to see through it, right? So I'm telling this nurse that I'm giving reports to that this patient has a clear liquid diet, and I did give him juice and Jell-O. And she cuts me off because I'm going on to the next thing in the report, and she's like, why would you give him Jell-O if the diet order is clear liquid? I was like, well, Jell-O falls under the heading of clear liquid in this instance. And she was like, no, it doesn't. So now I have to call the surgeon or the anesthesiologist and tell them that you messed up. I said, ma'am, what do you think Jell-O is? Homegirl did not answer me. She hung up the phone on me. I said, I'm not playing with this little girl. I'm not playing with this little girl. I told the charge nurse who was in charge, and I said, we're going upstairs. I'm going upstairs with this patient, and we're going to have a word, right? So I get up there. The anesthesiologist is already up there, and she's talking to the anesthesiologist with 2 containers of pudding in front of her. So they see me coming, and they were like, are you Ashley? It's my understanding, this is the anesthesiologist, that you gave this patient pudding? I was like, no, I gave him Jell-O. And so his shoulders deflate. And he was like, oh, maybe she misunderstood you. And she was like, no, is this not what you gave him? This is Jell-O. Homegirl is holding pudding. It's pudding that she's holding, and she's calling it Jell-O. Strong. She's real confident. Y'all, my patient was like, I know this dumbass bitch is not about to be my nurse. So then my question is, I got 2 questions for y'all. 1, how many of you thought that Jell-O and pudding was the same thing? 2, have you purchased my comic book? Oh, a 3rd question, are you coming to my book signing on February 1st?